Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hope y'all are ready for a good one. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to another Friday Night Live. A little bit excited. We got some big announcements tonight. A few of them. Let's see. Make sure I have this. All right. We are good. We are ready to rock. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? What's up, Jasmine? I love this. I love this new account. Good stuff. That also goes with one of the announcements that we got tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I can't tell you yet. My wife's still working on restocking. Oh, why not? I'll tell you. So, if you check out this new tank top I got, yes, they're in. It's official. We got the official Tim Kennedy tank tops in. TK sucks. Pull the tab. 50 grenades. These are nice tank tops. They're looking good. If they're not up on the merch website, they will be here in a few minutes. Oh, shit. And we even got my twin, my brother down the street, JD DeLay. Literally are twins. He was just actually out at the Unsubscribed podcast, by the way, which you guys should check out. I know you guys was going to make the joke because somebody said earlier, I want you to go on the Unsubscribed podcast. And I was going to say I just went on and show a picture of JD, but he's in the chat. Unfortunately, my JD tank tops didn't get here in time. I got a few of JD's tank tops, so we'll rock in the next live. Oh shit. Are you headed back here? Well, now that JD's coming back, then we're gonna have to get him on the show here in the next week or so. And Mike's cutting out. Stand by. Are we good? Check 1, 2. Tell me I'm good, or if I'm good or not. Is our audio good? We're good? Yeah, JD's the man, dude. For those of you who didn't know, talked about it before. Me and JD go way back. I've told you guys saw me tell the story about, being a nightclub DJ. JD was in, JD used to party with us. We partied together a lot in those DJ days. So, yeah. We both ended up okay. Me and JD were not on the path to do good things in life, and both of us managed to come out the other side. So, yeah, we'll get JD on the show pretty soon. He lives like 10 minutes down the road. I know. Wait, hold on. Where'd the other one go? I know. All right, we got some really cool stuff to talk about. Yes, merch is restocked. We got some big announcements. We got some interesting stuff going on. Talk about the thumbnails. Oh, wait, is Peaches in the chat? Where's Peaches? Where the fuck is Peaches at, you little fucker? He's always here causing problems. Peaches always... Oh, there he is. Peaches is always just here causing problems. Talking shit in my comment section. I know it. You little fucker, dude. Yeah, okay. But... Yep. Duh. JD's got a great backstory, by the way. We went from our shit show days to on the run from the law to exposing PDFs, putting them straight in the wood chipper. It's a man after my own heart right there. Ooh, see, this is a good one. Like, who wins in a street? I know Bradley Martin is the famous one for this. I'm as big as Bradley Martin, so he doesn't get to say How tall? What does he say? Yeah, I'm 250. What does he say? How tall is he? I guess he's got 10 pounds on me. How tall is he? Do we know? I'm sure he says how tall he is. He's probably around like six. He's probably around like 6'2", 6'3", I bet. I like Brad. I honestly, I kind of like Bradley's content, to be honest. I'm not going to talk shit, but we're the same size, and he got fucked up by Logan Paul. So, but Logan Paul can actually fight. So, but Bradley Market, he's 6'4". All right, he's got an inch on me. So we're about he's a little tiny bit bigger than I am, and he probably has far less combatives training than I do. So I like my chances against Brad. I don't think Brad's is a pussy though. I think Brad can hold his own. He's a big boy. I like his content. I think Brad's just fine. I don't have anything negative to say about Brad. I think his like shit talk about like beating up MMA fighters in the street fights absolutely retarded, but you know, whatever. All right, so first thing we're going to talk about today, boys, ladies, or I should say ladies and gentlemen. We got plenty of ladies in the channel. You versus TK, but you have unlimited grenades. So I thought about this, guys. I floated this around to JT and Andy Stump and a bunch of guys. I was floating like challenging Tim Kennedy to a boxing match. No MMA, no wrestling. Because if I were to try to get in an MMA cage with him, he would fucking absolutely dumpster me in 20 seconds because I can't wrestle. But I can box, and I'm way bigger than he is. So I was like, I could fucking hang with Tim Kennedy for a while in a boxing match, especially 16-ounce gloves. Yeah. As like a charity thing, it might be funny, but now Tim his career is so fucked that, you know, now it's not so funny. It's not like an influencer thing, and he actually just hates my guts. So he's not even going to do it for charity. Like, we kind of ruined his life. Not deservedly, right? He did it to himself, obviously, but yeah, it could have been funny. But yeah, I mean, I'm way, way, way bigger than he is. So, like, you know, I got a little bit of advantage. He'd still fuck me up, but, you know, I could hang for a couple rounds for sure. Yeah, he would struggle. He would struggle in a pure boxing match for a while. But he's Tim Kennedy. He can fucking fight. There's no doubt about that. Probably be a dumb idea. I'd probably get knocked out, but whatever. I've been punched in the face before plenty of times. Oh shit, what up, brother? All right, so yeah, the new channel, guys. If you aren't following the new channel is almost at, what are we at? We're almost at 35,000 subscribers in the first 4 weeks on the new channel, which is out of control. Oh, 34.5. So if you're not following the new channel, guys, I'll go ahead and I'll put a link to it up in the pinned comment. We're just doing comedy over there. We're just making fun of dipshits and fake alpha males. Nothing too serious. Let's see. Let's put it up here. For all the people who are wondering, didn't even know that I have a new channel. Let's get it up in here so y'all can go follow it if you want to. Only follow it if you like the comedy that I put out, right? If you're somebody who just wants, you know, the hardcore military stuff, don't follow it. I don't need dead subscribers over there. Just if you're into that type of thing, feel free to go follow us. The new channel is exploding fast as fuck, and it's fun. Straight comedy over there, boys. That's, if you want some laughs, head over to that channel. All right. No. We know each other. He's not, what's he gonna say? I will tell the full story. Well, this was what we'll get into. I haven't told you guys the full story about my involvement with Tim Kennedy or Sheepdog Response and his business and the whole backstory that led to all this. There's a lot more than just me and Brent exposed him from Stolen Valor. There's a whole backstory that goes into this. I'm waiting to tell that, and that'll bring us into our first topic. If you guys did not see, let me pull it up over here. We're going to talk about Shawn Ryan first. If you didn't see, yes, Shawn Ryan. He He's made some changes to his YouTube video with Tim Kennedy. Some of you have maybe noticed, but stand by. We're going to pull something up over here. Here we go. All right, let's pull this up and show you guys this. For those of you who didn't see this, last week's live, we did an episode called Shawn Ryan Retires, right? And we did a whole comedy bit where I opened up the channel and we played Shawn's clips about how he's retiring. And I, clickbaited all you, and I kind of gave Shawn a hard time about clickbaiting you. And then Shawn decided to leave this comment on that episode, on that live last week. I don't know. Did you guys see this? So Shawn responded to our bit about him retiring with an invitation to the show. So there it is, as you guys can see. Also shows like what a good sport that dude is. Now, like, obviously, how do I pop this back? Oh, here we go. Obviously, I'm a fan of Shawn's content, right? So, like, Shawn gets it. He knows I'm giving him a hard time. But, like, what a good sport, right? Like, he watches that live where, like, we give him a hard time for clickbaiting people, and then he he does this, which I don't know if I showed you guys this. Oh, shit, I just closed it out. What is it? Control-Shift-T brings it back. Ooh, I'm getting good at these keywords. All right, so Shawn, in the same day that he invited me after watching the live, did this. So if you didn't see this, Shawn changed the thumbnail and the description to this, which is incredibly damning, right? As you can see, he changed the title. He didn't just change the thumbnail. The title under investigation. The title of this episode is now Tim Kennedy under investigation for false Bronze Star with full stolen valor claim, number 100. Boom. All right. And then he also changed the description a little bit before that to, let's see if you guys can see this. So yeah, he changed the description to say, while we strive for accuracy, some statements made by our guests may later be found to be verifiably false, which Tim's obviously did. We encourage listeners to critically evaluate the content and conduct their own research on the topics discussed. We take the issue of stolen valor extremely seriously. We want to be clear. The false claims of one guest, I love what he says here, and this is, I wish people would understand this who are upset about Tim being exposed. The false claims of one guest will not undermine the integrity of the many veterans who have joined us and shared their stories truthfully. Yes. That is correct. That's the whole point to this, guys. People who don't understand, like, veterans attacking veterans. Me. Don't attack. Like Rob O'Neill and Dakota Meyer. Leave each other alone. No. What these shitheads that fucking lie and come on and tell made-up stories is they detract from the real stories and valor of veterans who actually did real shit. That's the entire point of exposing these guys, is to let the guys who did real shit actually be platformed, right? So the veteran community can have honor and integrity, and the civilians get real stories and not made up bullshit. Isn't that what you guys want? Wouldn't you prefer that you got real stories from real war veterans instead of like this made up bullshit you're getting fed from grifters? I hope that's what you guys would rather have. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. I'm not out here to tear down every veteran. As you guys can see, I don't go after everyone. I'm very targeted. Very, very targeted. You're someone that's lying and grifting, and you're a Green Beret, especially. We're not going to fucking allow it, dude. Because there are so many, think about it, there's so many dudes out there that have had the valor of their stories sort of diminished because, oh, well, well, that doesn't sound as cool as fucking Tim Kennedy's story or Rob O'Neill's story or McPhee's story or fucking whoever's story. Killed 200 people in a night. No, you fucking didn't. None of that happened. It's all, and it crosses over into this fake alpha male grift where they build this bullshit fake persona and monetize it and trick the viewer into thinking that there's some fucking war hero that they're not. Nah, dude. That's another shithead. You're absolutely right. More stolen valor. And so, yeah, that's why I appreciate, this is what people don't understand. I think a lot of you understand, but let me go back to this real quick. This is a big deal. Shawn Ryan doing this matters, right? Shawn Ryan has the second biggest fucking podcast in the world and the number one military-based podcast in the world. And so for him to come out publicly, take a stand, and do this is showing integrity. This is showing that Shawn actually gives a fuck about honesty. And another thing is, with Shawn, the thing I really appreciate about Shawn, I did a whole video on it. Shawn has a fucked up backstory, right? He tells it openly on, his booger sugar, crazy substance abuse, wild and fucking drug running shit in South America. That story, he's honest about. Whether it's how fucked up it is and things he was doing, he's honest about it. And that is what's important because people can learn from that. Right? It might be embarrassing, it might be negative, there might be shit to it, but you're just honest. Same as, let's say, Taylor Kavanaugh, Jimmy Watson, all these guys that'll tell their stories about being kicked out of the SEAL teams. Those are good fucking dudes that are honest. They're not going to lie to you about their backstories. Even if those backstories are ugly, you get the respect out of everybody by telling the truth. So that's why we're cleaning the space up. And I fucking told these guys, man, and we're not done. I promise you, we're going to put an announcement here in a minute, but we're not done. There's plenty of shit still to clean up. There's plenty of fucking trash cans still in the space that need to get thrown out with the fucking bathwater. But I'm going to pull this up and show you guys something. If you don't remember, where was it? This video right here. All right, you guys see this video? Remember this video right here? The soft vet bro influencer era is dead. The grift is over. Yes, I told y'all, no fucking more. No more fake fucking war hero, fake bullshit, made up stories in 2025. We will fucking come for you. I will come for you. Brent Tucker will come for you. Eddie Gallagher will come for you. All of the good dudes in the space will fucking come for you. We've almost got it cleaned up, guys. I promise you. There's a few more to go, but it's almost there. And you guys, there's big things being planned as we wash out this old guard of fucking liars and grifters, and we start to bring up the new guard, the new space of veterans who are doing awesome shit. We're working on a lot of things, and it's going to be great. Positive things, funny things, comedic things, not to come out and tell you a bunch of fucking made up bullshit war stories, but to entertain you guys, right? Things like that. The way Black Rifle Coffee Company, Matt Best, Evan Hafer, JT, like the old Vet Bro TV. You guys remember Vet Bro TV? Funny shit. That's what we're going to bring back to this space, is positivity in the veteran community. That's the entire purpose. So people who get mad at me or Brent Tucker or everybody else, we don't care at this point. I've moved on from giving a fuck. I'm here to clean it up. I'm not on here. You guys know me. Yeah. We got some big shit planned, boys. We just got off a group phone call. Can't tell you what we're doing yet. But we got some big shit planned. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I know. But again, I'm not here to convince you guys that I'm some fucking war hero or I'm some American badass. I've never done that at all. Right? That's never what I've tried to portray myself as. I don't tell my stories. I don't talk about my service. Because I just want you guys to see we're all just regular dudes. Brent Tucker as well, right? These are guys like, you think Green Beret, Navy SEAL, Delta operator. No, we're not bigger than life. We're just regular fucking guys who did a extreme job. That's it. And that's what the veteran space really is good men, for the most part, that have sort of been, the image of that has sort of been shit on for the last 10 years. And that's over. And thank you to Shawn Ryan and some of the big boys in the space for stepping up and saying, yes, we're not going to support that shit either. If I platformed you and it turns out you're a fucking liar, Shawn Ryan will say, this guy's a fucking liar, and he'll change his thumbnail to it. Good shit. Right? There's a, you guys can see that things are changing, right? Jocko deleting his episodes with Tim Kennedy. Shawn Ryan publicly coming out and saying, we don't support stolen valor. These are important things in the veteran community. Things are changing, guys. You're going to get, JD is going to get me in trouble with that shit. Where'd that go? Yeah, JD, don't get me in trouble. Somebody's going to take that and run with it. Oh, we got Jameson in here too. Yeah, just dudes being a dude, doing a dude. All right, Jameson. Yeah, maybe. But anyway, guys, that's my rant. That's why we're doing what we're doing. We're not done. We are not done. There is one more Tim Kennedy in the space that is done. So that's kind of an announcement I'll put out now. I hinted at it last week. I've given some hints to Jasmine. Jameson knows everything, but let's make sure I don't have anything you guys can actually see in this packet. But some hints. I've showed you guys this. Oh, almost showed something on there. Let's make sure nothing can be seen here. All right, I got two. Giant packet. Sunday. Jameson does know all of this. Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I would highly encourage you check my video Sunday, 10 a.m. It is going to be one of the, if not the biggest stories in the special operations community. Bigger than Tim Kennedy. Here we go. Even Jameson knows all, right? He already knows everything, but he's well aware, as you can see there. And it's important. It's extremely important. Because again, the lying and the grifting is over. I will give you 2 hints, maybe 3 hints. Okay, I gave you guys hints. See, Jameson, where'd Jameson say? Where'd that go? There you go. TK, bigger than TK, Santa Claus is not real. Correct. You're going to see this episode, and it's going to blow your fucking nuts off. I promise you. You're going to be so fucking shocked and blown away that this is possible. What's up? Good? Okay. I will tell you this. I'm going to give you 3 hints. This is all I can give you until Sunday. And see if you guys can figure it out. And I will say 100%, Jameson will even concur that I'm not lying to you on these 3 hints. 1, it is not a Green Beret. 2, it is not a Sergeant Major. 3, it is not a Delta Force operator. 3 hints. I can promise you when you see the episode Sunday, you will say, okay, he was right. He didn't lie about that. Those are your 3 hints. No, not Goggins, actually, but we are going to talk about Goggins today because Goggins supposedly has been exposed for being a piece of shit. That's actually one of the things we're going to talk about today. But no, that's not what we're going to be doing. Nope, not foreign. U.S. Special Operations, someone famous, very, very famous, as famous as Tim Kennedy. Those are my hints. That's all I can give you. But I can tell you, you will be fucking absolutely shocked. You'll be as shocked as I was when I found out. And this is not hearsay. These documents are from USASOC, provided by USASOC and U.S. Army Human Resources Command. So there's no debate. There'll be no debate about it. It won't be stories. It will be military documents. So that's your hints, boys and girls. If you can figure out who it is from those hints, you got it. But I can't give you any more than that because, again, that's what, 2 days from now? Sunday morning, 10. I will tell you all you will see for the entire week to a month after that is videos about what I'm going to drop. Hell yeah. Shit, all right. This. Oh. Close. That's all I'll say. It's involved. Okay. Not an 11B, but 11 series involved. Final hit. Okay. Final hit on that one. I will say yes. 11 series. That's all I can tell you. Okay. That's, yeah. 11 series, boys. Anyway, we got to stop because I'll give you guys too much information. Eventually, you'll be able to figure somebody out. All right, so there you go. You got your hints. And it's all, again, Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. It drops. As Jameson even told you, fucking you're going to find out Santa Claus isn't real. But, all right, let's jump in. Oh, we got some super chats we got to hit. Oh, merch restocked. Merch is restocked. Let's, and the TK tank tops I've got in are all, and my wife said all the purchases tonight, free stickers, free Munchkin stickers. So merch, the TK tanks are live. We got a bunch of cool new merch over there as well. So anybody that wants to be in it or wants to grab some merch, we got new stuff restocked. We got new stuff. Let's see if I can pull it up and put it in the. Did you already put the new ones up there? All right, we're going to put the VFT merch link up because everything is restocked. Here we go. That pinned. Come on. Fuck it. This shit's a pain in the ass. All right, let's hit some super chats, and then we will jump into the first topic. Well, actually, second topic. We talked about Shawn Ryan, but we're going to talk about David Goggins, yes, next. That's not the story I'm putting out, but yes, David Goggins is under fire by his own daughter, turns out, for being a piece of shit. We'll find out if that's true. All right, but let's hit some. All right, the Town Drunk, $10 owe you a shot just from the entertainment from King Azuli. Yes, that's a new channel, guys. We're making fun of the fake alpha males over there. Glad you like the fucking the jokes and everything, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, Tony Riggs, $5. Whatever happened to you and Brent doing some content with a comedian, doing a shooting range, stand-up comedian skit? It's coming. It was supposed to be Uncle Laser that we were going to do. He didn't show up when I was down at JT's, but he's coming to Eugene in October. That'll be, we'll get him out here, and we still got it in the mix. I've been redoing the studio, as you guys can see. Part of the redo of the studio is so that actually we can have guests in person, which probably JD DeLay will probably be the first guest, obviously, because he lives down the street. So JD, if you're still in here, there you go. You're going to be the first guest on the show. All right. There we go. There's a reason Shawn got S tier on the Vet Bro tier list. Correct. He's the most successful YouTuber veteran in the space, and he actually has integrity. You got to love that. Danny H, $5. Accountability has to come from within. We cannot expect civvies to do it. Yes, the veteran community has to hold itself accountable, because if they don't, who's going to? Because let's say civilians try to bring down Tim Kennedy, he'll have all the defense of, oh, you're just attacking a veteran. Did they finally find the tier 1 glory hole at Fort Bragg? I think that's at the, what's the swingers club out there? There's the popular swingers club. I forget the name of it that a lot of the tier 1 guys frequent. Kenneth, $5. The pepperbacks and plops of unsubscribed community want you on the. I don't know what I'm not that tied into it. JD was just on the show. JD, if you're still in here, what's the pepperbacks and plops community? You know better. You know the guys better than me. I mean, tell them to bring me on. I just met Brandon and Donut fucking 2 weeks ago, and like in person when I was with JT. So tell them to invite me on. I'll fly down there. I'm gonna be back out in Texas in September, seeing JT and Brent and a bunch of other guys. We got some stuff going on, which you guys can look forward to. All right, Joe Saunders, what's up, buddy? The Marine Medal of Honor dude they have been talking about. I can't tell you, bro. Can't tell you. I gave you your hints. Nemi, we got our fellow Viking in the chat. The U.S. feels lost to even a patriot like you, and you don't mind living in a 99% white Christian society that demands absolute patriotism. You're welcome here. As a CRSO Swiss, I'm moving back in the next 10 years. Oh, yeah, kind of sounds good, I guess. You're right. Because America doesn't think that's a great thing. What do you think of Don Shipley? I like Don's content. Problem is, Don lost a lot of respect for me when he refused to get involved when we initially, and I mean right out the gate, wanted him involved in exposing Tim Kennedy. And he told us, no, thank you. I'm not interested in exposing fellow SOF operators, which was not great. Your whole shtick is exposing stolen valor, the biggest stolen valor story of really almost ever, and you didn't want to be involved. Kind of weak, dude. Also, I don't like the shit he talks about DJ. Not that I'm involved in their family story, but I like DJ, and it just kind of seems petty to me, especially as a father. I would never be doing that publicly to one of my sons, regardless of what my son did. So I don't appreciate that. I think it's very unmasculine of him to do some of the things he does. But I do like his content. Seems like a nice guy. If you're gonna review Shrek's book when it comes out, what is it? The Singleton. I know Brent's going to. I can promise you Brent's gonna read it. I might talk about it, but I don't know if I'll actually read it. Yeah, I mean, if you believe anything, knock yourself out, I guess. All right, RCN $5. I used to worship military, especially soft bros dudes. As I grown older, I know they're just people. Thanks for exposing the truth. Yeah, dude, we're just dudes, man. And anybody who tells you otherwise is full of shit. I think Aston Martin should give you a production slot for the recently announced Valhalla. Aston Martin, isn't that the fucking car company? Like, this sells crazy cars? Yeah, they should. They should make me a Valhalla car. I do like Chad Wright stuff, man. I think he's a good dude too. I've never met him or talked to him personally, but does seem like a good dude. All right, so yes, we're going to talk about David Goggins. David Goggins. I didn't know this. I got sent this by JT literally minutes before this started, but apparently David Goggins is a deadbeat dad. Now, God, JD, a furry? I mean, I don't know. Fuck. If it was my son, probably. My daughter, I don't know. I'm a sucker for fucking whatever she wants to do. She's into anime and shit. But yeah, I don't know. JD's fucking comments, bro. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know, like, what is the furry culture? That just got me so sidetracked. I was about to talk about Goggins being a deadbeat dad, and then JD just blindsides me with that question. Okay, I need to sip a cough medicine after that one. All right. So, yes, apparently, like yesterday or the day before, have you guys seen this? David Goggins' daughter came out and said he's a deadbeat dad, I guess. I don't know the whole story. It just got sent to me. We're going to watch this together. I haven't watched this yet. Didn't have time to. Unfortunately, it's from a YouTuber who I really don't like, but whatever. We'll show it anyway. And that is old Nikki MGTV, old throat goat Nikki. But anyway, he's trashing David Goggins, so let's see together what he's talking about.
you expect? So yeah, you guys know David Goggins as the guy that is telling you to get up, run, you're too lazy, you need to go to the gym, and has a inspirational story of losing a ton of weight to go from not being very fit to walking every day for every meal to now being a former Navy SEAL and publishing books and things like that. But it appears some of his personal life has slipped through the cracks as his daughter is pretty much bashing him on social media, and she made this TikTok to kind of talk about it. And she says below that, Mama, I'm chasing a ghost. Hashtag 10 years, silent too long, daddy issues, done being quiet, done with the lies. And this is her post over on TikTok. And this is her only post, by the way, on her entire thing. But it looks like she probably had other people previously following her. Now, it should be noted that some of this is no secret, you know, from the past that has been discussed, as David Goggins went on an interview and kind of was transparent about his issues with his family and not being really in line with some of his earlier choices in life.
Have you considered what you would be like as a father?
I actually have a daughter right now. Yeah.
No way. I didn't know.
Yeah. I have a daughter right now. But that being said, I'm an open, honest person. So I had a kid at a young age when I was in the worst possible place in my life. So when you're in a bad place, you're going to meet a person that's very similar to who you are at that time.
Yeah.
And then you bring a child into this world. And as you start to move up in this world and get better, you realize I need to get better. You try to pull that person along with you. A lot of times they don't want to come where you're going. And it creates a bad environment. So that's what that is right now. My daughter's 21 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
And so
all right, let's talk about this. Because again, I had no idea about this story. All right, check it out. First things first, man. I made this video, and at the time, I don't think people really understood it because I made it right at the start of the Tim Kennedy stuff before he really got exposed for anything. Let me pull it up. It's actually my pinned video. Stand by. Here we go. I think it's my video with the most views I have of any video I've ever done. And that is this video. You guys may remember it. Show you here, right? So you guys remember this video? Special Force, excuse me. Special Forces influencers are not role models. Stop idolizing them. The entire point of this video I made at the time, yes, there is a lot of shitty fucking human beings in special operations, a lot of sociopaths, a lot of borderline psychopaths, right? Not everybody. There's a lot of amazing, stoic, masculine, some of the best men you'll ever meet. However, it's just like everywhere else in society, man. There's good dudes and there's shitty dudes. So should you be surprised that David Goggins maybe isn't a good person? No. However, I'll say this. I don't know his family situation. Also, I'm not into attacking people based off of their family lives, man. I will say this. If you've got kids and you're pretending they don't exist, not fucking cool. That's not something I would ever do, right? It's like my kids, my family is the most important thing in the world to me. But for some guys, that's just not the same, man. I know dudes that got divorced on the teams, haven't seen their kids in over a decade. A lot of Green Berets that have that story and that are completely disconnected from their families, not because they wanted to be, but that's the way sort of it worked out. And their kids don't want anything to do with them because they were gone fucking for majority of their kids' lives. I mean, there's a lot of comments about DJ in the chat. Like, again, I don't talk about that. It's none of my fucking business. And it's their family. Like, David Goggins' personal life is none of my fucking business. So I would never do a video personally attacking someone based off of their family life. I'm gonna fuck you up over lying about your service, lying about your awards, lying about things in the military career, sure. But if you guys have watched all my Tim Kennedy content. Have I ever gone after Tim Kennedy and said he's a bad person, he's a bad father, he's a bad husband? Chat, have I ever targeted him based off of what he has to do with his personal life? The answer is no, because I never have, because that is none of my fucking business. So going after this kind of bugs me, right? Is like, we don't know the story between David and his fucking family and his kids. We have no idea. We have no idea if the woman who the baby mama, if she held that child away from David Goggins this entire time, which fucking happens. We have no idea what that story is. So to say David Goggins is some deadbeat father piece of shit because his daughter has come out and said, I haven't seen my father in 10 years, maybe. Or maybe we don't know what mom's involvement in this whole thing has been. Right? Because unfortunately, that is very fucking common in these situations. Is mom withheld the kids from dad? Is mom didn't allow the father to be present? His mom was the problem. Now, I'm not saying that's the case because I don't know, but that is very fucking common in these situations. Okay? So I was hoping I was going to see, we were going to open that up and we were going to see, something more compelling than, he then puts David Goggins' interview where he literally is fucking open and honest about it, dude. He wasn't hiding it. He didn't even, unprompted, he tells the story and it sounds like he's upset about it. So we don't know, guys. But yeah, I'm not in a place, like I said, this is not I would never do content like Nikki just did, where I'm going to attack somebody based off of their relationship with their daughter. Nah, dog. That's me personally, right? I don't go after people's families or their kids or their personal lives. Now, unless there's their personal lives involves beating the fuck out of women and that turns into something that ruined their service careers, that's different, right? But it's just like, oh, you don't have a relationship with XYZ kid and now I'm going to try to do a hit piece on you? Nah, fuck that, dude. That's scummy. I think that's pretty scummy. But, Nikki, Nikki fucking whatever? He's a scummy dude, right? He makes scummy content. So why are we shocked? It seems totally normal for that dude to try to attack David Goggins based off of, something that he did with, relationship with his kid. Yeah, Nikki Throat Goat. Yeah, here you go. Jasmine nailed it. Yeah, he's Nikki Throat Goat. So whatever. I'm a little disappointed. JT sent me that. JT, if you saw that, what the fuck, dude? I was hoping that was going to be way more compelling because we watched that together. That was the first time I saw it. So no, I'm going to say this. I am a fan of David Goggins, and I don't know the relationship with him and his kids, but he's very motivational. He puts out very positive content. He doesn't leverage his service or lies about his service for clout. And I think David Goggins is doing awesome stuff, man. So it is what it is. We're going to talk about Seth Harp. Don't worry. That's going to be one of the topics today. But anyway, so we got through that. So as you guys can see, no, David Goggins is not the person that I'm going to be going after. Yeah, I think I don't know, that seems petty. Seems pretty fucking petty to me, whatever was going on there. All right, good. All right, next. Oh, super chats probably. Oh. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, I don't know. He tried to talk shit about me one time for exposing Tim Kennedy, and after that, straight middle fingers to that dude. He can go fuck himself, fat turd. And if you see this, you're a fat fucking turd. How about you get yourself in shape? You're still active duty, little fucking bitch. All right, sorry. I just seen fat soldiers, dude, especially fat soldiers with YouTube channels. Nah, man, you are not a representative of the military community. Let's just say that. Yeah. All right. Anyway, clip that, send it to him. That'll be fine. He can fucking make a YouTube video with 4,000 views bitching about it. No big deal. All right, let's move on to some super chats. All right, here we go. Oh, we got that one. We also got that one. We got that one from JD. Check out this Cluely shit. Cluely shit. What are you talking about, Corbin? Cluely shit. I don't get it. Put it in the chat. Pepperbacks, plops, and I'm not going to say that, first of all, because I'm not drunk enough for you to trick me into that one. The unsub creators made the reference at Pepperbox unsubscribed community members. Okay, so it's like their own community. Okay. Oh, yeah. Fucking keep telling them. Get me on the channel. Thoughts on Dakota Meyer? I personally don't know the guy. I don't know much about him. I do know that the Marine community hates his fucking guts. I do know that his Medal of Honor, this is like always an area I never want to tread down, is dishonoring the Medal of Honor, unless it's Brits Lebinsky or Dakota Meyer. They seem to be the two that the stories are very, very suspicious. But I don't know. But I do know that he's absolutely hated by his own community. Anytime someone is hated by their own community, i.e. Tim Kennedy, that's always suspicious to me. So, yeah. But me personally, I don't know anything about him. But I do know Marines hate him. So, and I love Marines. So the guys that I love, which is Marines, and they hate a guy, then I vicariously will probably just hate the guy through them. So that's where I'm at. CRA meant Croatia. Yeah, I know. Birdful and clean. Yeah, I know. Eastern Europe's fucking nice, man. Like, way nicer than Western Europe now. It's funny how that ended up. All right, furries are fucking weird, man. I don't know anything about it, dude. Like, JD would have to get us spun up on the whole furry PDF fucking weirdo culture, because he's the one that runs the wood chipper, not me. All right, Duder, $5. Who wins in a fight to the death? 2 Rangers with softball-sized rocks versus 2 Lance Corporal Grunt Marines with billy clubs. Ooh, 2 Rangers with softball rocks or 2 Lance Corporal Grunt. I'm gonna say 2 Lance Corporal Grunt Marines with billy clubs, because the billy club is more of a dangerous weapon. Although young Marines and young Rangers are essentially both just violent fucking 30 IQ psychopaths. So it's a fucking toss up. I love both of them, man. I love Rangers. I love Marines. So I don't know, man. That's a tough sell. Let's pull that one to the chat. I like that one. All right, let's figure out Rangers with clubs. No, Rangers with rocks. All right. Rangers with rocks. Marines with billy clubs. All right. The question, who wins? Let's see what the chat says. I think that's a good one. Because, I mean, kind of like two very similar demographics there. All right, you guys throw the votes in there as I move through these. All right, John Hannish, $5. I have paid you enough on Patron and Super Chats. You can buy the book, Fort Bragg Cartel, rip it for free before saying the same things he says aren't true. Did you watch my video, John? The whole first half of my video, I acknowledged a lot of things I thought he said was true. But there's some things that are totally bullshit made up, and we'll get into that. We're going to look at his Tucker Carlson interview as we get to it. Don't worry. I gave him credit where credit's due, and then I think there's some stuff that's super dumb, but we'll get to it. All right, Garrett Hart, $5, out doing a 5-mile plate run this Friday night. Hope all as well. Oof, like a plate carrier run. Fuck that, dude. 5 mile with a plate carrier. Good on you, brother. I used to do shit like that. I walk now, dude. I do uphill walking with a plate carrier now. Used to run with it. Did it today. Did like a 3 miler today uphill walking. I do a lot of walking with extra weight now, boys. You know, I'm a little beat up. But yeah, running with the plate carrier. Nah, dog. That's not for me anymore. But good on you, man. I used to be a young stud like that at some point. Not anymore. All right. Next, do we want to talk about aliens? We got 3 more. We got aliens. We got Seth Harp. We got ISIS leader being killed. We could do aliens first. Where we got? Have you heard of the Stoic Viking? He talked about you in a positive way. He's also a barbell athlete. Yep, I talked to him quite a bit. one-on-one. I'm trying to help him a little bit with his channel. Seems like a really good dude so far from what I've seen. Aliens. Yeah. Let's get into aliens. All right. That's what's next anyway. That's what I had. All right. So with every time it seems like there's something crazy that we need to get people distracted from. It turns out that aliens are real. Have you guys noticed that? That, I don't know. What's a big controversy right now? I don't know. The Epstein files. Well, when anything sketchy comes out, aliens are all of a sudden real again. The government lets you know. When I hear aliens, I think of Tucker Carlson. Tucker is just, we're going to talk about Tucker later. Tucker's like the biggest disappointment of 2025 for me. As somebody who used to be a big fan of him, we'll get to it. But yes, all right, aliens. Every time Epstein rears his ugly head, yes, aliens somehow pop back up into the news. All right, so let's. We talked about this a little bit on the War Room. Let's pull this up. We're talking about world leaders need to draft an UFO policy. Right, so because yes, UFOs are real. So let's take a look.
As Banfield viewers are well aware, not all mysteries are whodunits. Some of the biggest mysteries in the universe are all about other questions, like the question facing skywatchers tonight: what is it? On the 1st of July,
is fucking
NASA
weird. I'll tell you, this
detected a
is super
mysterious
weird.
object speeding toward Earth, and some actual bona fide experts think it might not be your typical space rock, or maybe any kind of rock, or a natural phenomenon at all. For one thing, 3I Atlas, as it's called, is interstellar, meaning it's from outside Earth's solar system. That is incredibly rare. In fact, it's only the third object from parts unknown to ever visit us. It's also moving very, very quickly, 135,000 miles an hour. Right now, it is near Jupiter, but it's expected to fly by Earth in late November, maybe early December, about 3.5 months from now, at which time my next guest thinks we might get the answer to an even bigger mystery, whether humans are alone in the universe. Avi Loeb is a theoretical physicist and professor at Harvard University. I'm thrilled to have him back on the program. Good to see you again. Okay, so for everybody who doesn't know, this is incredibly rare. It's a third known interstellar object ever detected. Why? Why is that so rare? I mean, why do we have so few of them?
Well, thanks for having me. They are difficult to spot. There aren't many that are passing through the solar system, but this one is quite unusual. It's relatively bright, meaning that it has, if it's a solid object, has a diameter of 20 kilometers. That's bigger than Manhattan Island. And there isn't enough material in rocks in interstellar space to give us such a giant rock once per decade. That's the duration of the survey of the sky. We expect once per 10,000 years, such a giant rock. And so the question is, what is it? Now, people argue that it must be a comet, but for a comet, you usually see a cometary tail trailing behind it.
True.
In this case, the deepest image that we had with the Hubble Space Telescope revealed that it has glow in front of it, not behind it. And then the trajectory of this object is extremely unusual, fine-tuned. It lies in the plane of the orbits of the planets around the sun to within 5 degrees. The chance for that happening at random is 1 in 500. And then it comes at a very special time when it passes close to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. The chance of that happening for this object to pass so close to these as they move around the sun is 1 in 20,000. And when it gets closest to the sun, the Earth would be on the opposite side, so we can't observe it. That could be on purpose if it wants to do some maneuver, taking advantage of the sun's gravity or sending probes to the inner planets. So it looks quite unusual. It came from a direction where there are lots of stars in the sky. That's why we had a hard time identifying it. The question is it technological?
Well, it could be.
All right, here we go. So, yes, we have some sort of interstellar object that's the size of what do you say, Rhode Island, like blasting towards us, giving off rainbow lights. Aliens, right? We're going to get a poll going here, of course, in a second. We have to with anything aliens before. Also, the chat. God bless the chat for immediately 100 Tim Kennedy jokes with aliens because, yes, we all know the first the first person to officially meet an alien is definitely going to be Tim Kennedy. The first person to officially fuck an alien is definitely going to be a Marine. So we got that going for us. We know that. All right. Hold on. What do we have the poll? What do you guys think before we jump into the next poll? What do we say here? Marines versus Rangers. Oh, shit. Marines with billy clubs, almost 60-40. I kind of like that. I think you guys are right. I think they have a better weapon. So, yeah, that's a close one, though. 57-43. Marines with billy clubs. the TK memes won't stop. Oh, bro, that's a Grantham cheats on his wife fucking joke. Come on, dude. We're not going after families here tonight. Trump trend de Aragua with the trend out Trump profile picture. We are not doing that here on the channel tonight. All right, I already said leave the boys' families alone, guys. Okay, just because these guys like to cheat on their wives doesn't mean we need to talk about it on our show. Okay, so first thing I want to know from you guys before I get into what I'm going to give my opinion on this is or really, I guess, how do we do this? Do you believe in aliens, right? Or do you believe we've had contact with aliens? That's a little bit better one, right? Because that's not just are they out there somewhere in the universe, but do you believe we, as in modern humans, have had contact with aliens? All right. With aliens, yes or no? Start the poll. Let's see what everybody thinks. All right. If you're a aliens have provided humans modern technology type of guy. Now, again, do you believe aliens are real? That would be way too skewed because, like, how big the universe is. Like, statistics say, yes, of course, they have to be real. But have we had contact with some type of intelligent life force outside of humanity, right? I don't know if we want to say like interdimensional, any type of aliens. Have we got our technology from aliens? You guys hit them with. Hit me with what you guys think before I give you guys my opinion on this one. We're getting a little tinfoil hat. All right, we're spiraling into some tinfoil hat conspiracy aliens. Oh wow, aliens, right? Right, we're getting a little Shawn Ryan on this one, but that's okay. Want to know what you guys think before we jump too deep into this, right? All right, what are we looking at here? Ooh, that's actually, I thought it's not as skewed as I thought it would be. All right, I'm gonna get my conspiracy theory on here. All right, 60-40, 60-40. Not that's actually, I've thought a lot more of you would think that we've been in contact with aliens. That's close to 50-50, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, to aliens. Right? It's like the ancient alien guys. All right, what do we got? What's this panning out to be? 61-40 or 61-39. Yes, you believe we've had contact with aliens. All right. Here we go. Let me give you guys my thought process, my theories on all this, all right? Who here? Where's my my caffeine dips? There we go. So, who here is a fan of Graham Hancock? Any Graham Hancock fans in the chat? Any Book of Enoch fans in the chat? All right, we're gonna get a little deep here. Graham Hancock. Please tell me some of you guys are Graham Hancock fans. Somebody in here has to be. All right, so There we go. I knew some of you guys were LOL no. Yeah. Okay. So Graham Hancock. When I started listening to Graham Hancock and I read Fingerprints of the Gods, I started thinking, this story, original story of, human archaeology and everything, doesn't make that much sense. And then Graham Hancock is a hack. Yeah, I don't think so. Fiction writer? Yeah, I don't think so. A giggly teppy kind of just overrules everybody who doesn't agree with that. But here's what I'll say. Do I believe the modern story of humans evolved from monkeys millions of years ago, and then for 300 to 400,000 years we were just hunter-gatherers, and then all of a sudden 6,000 years ago, at the same time, from Samaria to China to Australia, human beings all invented agriculture and all invented irrigation at the same fucking time. Whoa. Even though they couldn't figure it out for 400,000 years, even though they were same intellectual brain human beings that have been that entire way. That story doesn't really make sense to me. Because every society around the entire, I got the tinfoil hat glasses on for this, of course. Every society around the fucking world all has the same story, which is somebody came from even Samaria and Babylon, right? Came from the sky and taught us how to do agriculture, taught us how to do irrigation, taught us how to build a modern society, right? All at the same time around the world, 6,000 years ago. Whoa. And, here we go. This guy, Blue, gets it. Blue's on board. He gets it, right? But the Anunnaki story is the story everyone tells. The Great Flood story, everyone has the Great Flood story. You're right. Everybody's got the same stories. But you're supposed to believe that all of these humans 6,000 years ago are all making up the same story around the world. Do you guys really believe that? Modern humans that are as smart as we are, they all just made up the same story, completely independent of each other, all around the world at the exact same time after 400,000 years of not being able to figure it out? I don't know, guys. For me personally, I believe and I'll just say this. I believe we don't have the real story of human history. Whatever it may be. Aliens, ancient humans, having a society before ours that was wiped out by, I don't know, the Younger Dryas impact in 13,000 BC, which was proven. I don't know, which spurred on the Great Flood stories around the world, right? Which is why right after that in 12,999, things like a Giggly Tepley got built. All these massive modern, things like, the Sphinx, they're thinking is something closer to like 12,000 years old now. Who knows? I don't know. But the one thing I don't believe is modern science and archaeology's story that they want you to believe. That I don't believe. So, who gave us all this information? Was it aliens? Was it a human society before ours, like Graham Hancock seems to think? Because he doesn't actually spur into the alien side of things. Exactly. So, and I'll tell you guys a story. First time I was in college, this was before I dropped out and joined the military, when I was on the University of Oregon cheerleading team, the good old days, DJing, right? I took an anthropology class my freshman year. Anthropology, and this was, this was 22 years ago at this point. I'm taking the anthropology class, and this is before, like, shit, the internet was brand new at this point. I'm taking the anthropology class, and I remember sitting in the anthropology class, and she's telling me the story of modern humans have been around for, like he just said, for hundreds of thousands of years. And I rose my hand, and I said, instructor, let me ask you a question. So, I'm saying genetically, modern humans, me and you, have been around for 300,000 years. And I asked the instructor and I said, does that mean, let's say hypothetically, you took a baby, a newborn baby from 300,000 years ago, and you raised it today in modern society, would it be able to be developed into a normal functioning human being in modern society? And she said, yes. Yes, it would. And then I thought to myself, so modern humans at our own fucking intelligence level, which is incredible, for 300,000 years, couldn't figure out how to fucking build an irrigation canal? 300,000 years? Couldn't figure out how to build a wall and a roof? Really? Is that like, do we really believe that? 300,000 years of modern humans, and like nobody figured out fucking anything for 300,000 years, and then all of a sudden the whole world changed immediately, together, independently, across every society in the world 6,000 years ago? I don't know. I'm just saying, right? Now, we're getting a little spiraling. We're not even anywhere near what we should be talking about now. But again, this is the type of weird shit that I get into. Ooh, and see, negative, they're demons, right? Well, we can get deep into that. Any Book of Enoch fans in here? We're getting dark. We're getting deep, boys, on this one. We're going straight tinfoil. Any Book of Enoch fans in here? Because what you guys don't know about Nate's a real big fan of ancient biblical history. Book of Enoch, fallen angels, the Nephilim. Yes, I'm a fucking huge nerd for this shit. And I'm going to show you a video. I may have showed you this before from Trey Smith that will change your fucking life. If you want to watch it. This is the best you will ever watch if you're into this type of stuff. I'm going to put it right here in the chat. Anyway, this will get you down all the craziest rabbit holes you could possibly go down from Trey Smith. All right, so if you're into this type of stuff, set 2 hours aside. Watch this video from Trey Smith, which is, as I'll show you here. Pull it up. Again, you don't have to be, it doesn't matter what religion you are or anything like that. It's just very interesting history into the Nephilim, into giants. And this is it. This is the one. Nephilim, true story of Satan, fallen angels, giants, aliens, hybrids, elongated skulls, and the Nephilim. Set this aside. If you're into this type of tinfoil hat shit, watch that, because it's all about the Book of Enoch. And it will fucking... it'll blow your mind, guys. Again, I'm just saying. Watch it for yourself, all right? So, we got a little bit spiral. I don't know how we spiraled. We did aliens, right? we went aliens, and then, of course, anytime you go aliens, right, shit can spiral out of control a little bit. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull this meme up. I used to have one of Shawn Ryan that I photoshopped this guy's face on. Or photoshopped Shawn onto his face, but I lost the meme a while back. Hold on, right here. I'm sure you guys, those of you who watch Ancient Aliens, are going to know what I'm talking about. Right? Remember this guy? Yeah, I did. Oh, shit. Whoa, aliens. If anybody watches Ancient Aliens will know what I'm talking about with them. All right, so we did it. We made it through. We'll take the glasses off. We made it through the tinfoil hat, the crazy alien section. Now I got to see what the chat had to think as I, bro, guys. Now that'll get me on Shawn Ryan right there, boys. That's what I need to go on Shawn Ryan and talk about, right? As the Nephilim. let's hit some super chats. We went way out of the realm of what's normal on this channel. That's okay. See what you guys thought. All right, Marine Corps combat cooks. What? All right. Fuck yeah, dude. Marine's a Marine, right? Every Marine's a rifleman, even if you're a cook. Do Marines really feel that way? I know I got Marines in the chat. Do Marines really feel that way, or do you guys call fucking your support guys pogues too, even if they're Marines? Let me know, because I know a lot of Marines like to say every Marine's a Marine, and then the actual infantry Marines will be like, nah, fuck that, dog. So let me know what you guys think. All right, Cluely, note assistant, it will straight up scrape video content. Cluely, no, you gotta message me on Instagram, bro, so I know what you're talking about. Aliens for the win. Yeah, we nailed it. All right, John Hanish in the book. He has receipts in the book for the crazy stuff. He hates Trump, but it's pretty well granted for the rest. The audio book is like 10 hours. Oh, I remember what book was that you were talking about? Back and look. Oh, I missed it, bro. I forgot what you were telling us. Wait, that was that it? Fort Bragg Cartel. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch it and listen to it. I haven't got to it yet. I just went based off of his claims on his podcast, which we're going to get into. Here we go. How do you feel about Project Bluebeam? I don't know what that is, dude. I'd have to Google it. I might know what it is. I'm just forgetting the name of it. I'll check it out. They better have giant fake tits if I'm going to be interested in them. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my wife on that one. She's not listening. All right, here we go. What is King Azuli's top? Oh yeah, it's secret link. That's for only you guys who've been following the fake alpha male stuff. The secret agent Ben Azuli, who did 10 years of counterterrorism, said he speaks a secret language. He can't talk about it. I don't know, probably some type of fucking alien language that we're talking about here. Aaron Love said UFOs shot down nuclear sites. Didn't we talk about that a little bit on the War Room during the Cuban Missile Crisis? There was kind of some talk about that. No UFOs, just, well, I mean, there's actually a lot of correlation between the two if you get deep into the ancient alien history type stuff. If we had contact with intelligent life, there would be no woke shite. Well, maybe. You don't know that, Joe. You don't know that fucking aliens aren't pro DEI, dude. Maybe they're DEI aliens, right? I don't know. Foxville at $10 is statistically unlikely for extra solar intelligence to have found us, but also unlikely that we are the only intelligent species to have evolved here on the planet at some point. Well, we know that we're not the only intelligent species because of both Neanderthals and Denisovians, right? So you've already had two other intelligent modern humans that are not the same species as us that shared the world with us at one point. So to your point, yeah, correct. RCN $5. Do I believe we made contact with aliens? I don't know, but I believe I've seen what Madonna's face, bro, dude. She is a train wreck now. So anything's possible, right? Just ask Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid, I know that name. I'd have to look that up. All right, here we go. Julius Caesar went around and destroyed most of ancient libraries containing human history. So did the Catholic Church. Correct. I wonder why. I don't know. But if you're trying to sell a story, especially a religious story, to get people to fall in line and conform and do what you say, that might not be a bad idea, right? Diesel Gaming, what's up, brother? Go Bibbly Teppy. Go Giggly Teppy. Go Giggly Teppy. Yeah, that's, I can't say it right, but it's in, where's it at? Syria? It's in Syria, right? I think it's in Syria. Yeah, should be. Or Turkey. Maybe it's in Turkey. Gerhardt, $20. Thank you, brother. The fact that many years after World War II, Werner von Braun and his rocket engineering told fellow scientists at NASA that the Germans made contact with ET. Oh, guys, this just brought up another crazy conspiracy that I actually want to show you. Because, dude, I saw this and I just went, God damn it. I got to Got to figure out who sent it to me. Maybe was it Aaron who sent it to me? Talking about nuclear weapons and that nuclear bombs are not real. You guys heard this conspiracy theory that nuclear weapons don't exist? I'm pretty sure it was Aaron this. Oh, yep, it's right here. All right, hold on. This is actually crazy. I have to email it to myself and show you guys it now that we're talking about it. And yeah, of course, Aaron sent it to me. This is why you reminded me of it. Have you guys heard this theory? Nuclear weapons don't exist, and this is a total conspiracy made up. Yeah, Japan would. We'll get into that. All right, let me show you guys this, because when Aaron sent me this, I went, just like you'll see in the video, I went, God damn it. God damn it. Everything is fucking fake and made up now. So let me pull this up for you guys. It was on Joe Rogan, actually. So some of you may have seen it already. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. So let's just watch. Where'd it go? Pull it up. Okay, let's watch this.
Theory. You've seen all the grainy footage of nuclear test blasts that you've
Sure.
with the mushroom clouds, and there are always these grainy things, and there's all these like little houses lined up and these little trees lined up, and that blows everything down. Yeah. Okay. So here's the question, right? So what happened? Okay. So this is great. Okay, you'll love this. So what happened to the camera?
You son of a bitch.
How is that happening yet the camera is like totally stable and fine?
Oh my god!
And by the way, and the film is fine. The radiation didn't cause any damage to the film.
Oh my god!
By the way, okay, we'll do this one. We'll do the loop one more time here. Let's see the car.
The car's right behind the house. It just showed up.
Oh, okay. It just showed up.
So wait a minute. First of all,
wasn't there.
First of all, where's the car?
No car.
From?
No car.
The second is, does it really look like
car?
Does that look like a real car?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Is that a house, or is that like is that a 12-inch scale model?
What?
Right.
That does look
Yeah.
fake.
There's also the camera didn't move at all either.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the smoke is too big. Watch when it hits. Like the volume, like the size of it, it looks small.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks like something.
It's all fake, dude. All of that footage from the 60s and 70s Cold War era, all of that's fucking fake footage. There's no camera 50 years ago could have filmed that on the spot and had no issues to it. Cameraman never dies. Like you guys, I'm like, oh, whatever, stupid conspiracy theory, and then I watch that and I go, fuck, God damn it, dude. God damn it, dude. Everything's fake, guys. You realize that? Isn't that the worst? Like the older we get, we just start realizing that everything's fucking made up and we were lied to about everything. So I said the same thing. Somebody said the Japan comment. I said, oh, well, Japan would disagree. However, if you look at weapons that we have now, and maybe these weapons were actually, something that was being developed at the time and pulled up here, is that not necessarily, like when we talk about Hiroshima, you didn't necessarily need a nuclear weapon if you had something like a Moab. All right. A Moab, which is, a 30,000 pound bomb, could actually do close to the devastation that we saw in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So those were considered tiny nuclear weapons back in the day, right? And so was it that we didn't have nuclear weapons, we just developed something like a Moab and we dropped it in a civilian center in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Well, exactly. There is no radiation in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That's no, it's not rage bait. This is a great point. There is none. Everybody lives there. It's completely fine. 5 years later. That doesn't really make sense. If a nuclear warhead went off and should have, oh, there you go, and should have, we got Munchkin coming in, and should have destabilized radioactively. Oh, we got Munchkin in her Halloween costume. Probably hates it right now. Stand by, guys. We can get Munchkin to hang out in her little. Oh, she hates it. All right. What a baby Munch. All right. She hates it, but that's we had Dino Munchkin just rolled in. Munchkins does not like the costumes at all. She's not a fan of the costumes, but she's a good sport. She's like a little dog, man. So anyway, we got, I don't know how this has turned into such a crazy conspiracy theory stream. Maybe that's the move forward for a new YouTube channel, guys, where I just do crazy fucking conspiracy theory biblical shit. Because we are spiraling out of control. We were supposed to be, God, where are we even at in the stream right now? We haven't made it. We haven't made it to Seth Harp or the ISIS story yet. But that's okay. We're doing fine. We're not that far behind schedule. Talk about Epstein next. What do we want to talk about with Epstein? I got to throw up the flag if I'm going to do Epstein. Like, what do you mean? Talk about Epstein? Who was Epstein? I mean, let's pull this. Watch this. And I guarantee everybody already knows. All right? Assad. CIA. Nobody relevant. All right, here we go. I want to put up a poll. I want you guys to vote while I go take a whiz here. Who was Epstein? What do you guys think? Was Epstein Mossad, CIA, or just a random nobody that didn't really have anything to do with it? All right, put them in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be back in 60 seconds. Sick. All right, we're back. All right, I gotta see what the poll says. What are we doing? Oh, look at that. 60% said, I'm not even gonna say the word because without the flag up, we'll get crushed and demonetized. So we're gonna just say, yeah, obviously you guys. Oh, I don't even know where the flag is. That's somewhere around here. Or both, yeah. Right. All right, so I agree with you. If I were to guess, I would say the tiny hat intelligence department. Be my guess, right? Well, I don't know. Just so you know, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was just part of Mossad. Like, no big deal. Nothing to see here. It was Delta Force. I mean, yeah, all right, let's hit some super chats, and then we're going to jump into the Fort Bragg Cartel. Yes, the interview with Seth Harp and Tucker Carlson. We're going to talk about it. I know a lot of you guys are interested in that. All right, hit the super chats, and then we'll keep moving. All right. The fact that many years after World War II, or we got this one yet? No, we didn't do this one. Many years after World War II, Werner von Braun and the rocket engineering team told fellow scientists at NASA that the Germans made contact with ET. That's why they're capable of advanced tech and Enoch. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of discussion of that. I know old Tiny Mustache can't even say his name, so we'll get canceled. Was big into aliens and extraterrestrials for sure. Minority World, $10. Thank you, brother. I know you're part of First Special Forces Group and you work with the Japanese Special Forces. Was it SFG or SBU? JSOG, Japanese Special Operations Group, is who we worked with typically. Would you be making a video or stream about them with your experience with them? I could, potentially. But yeah, JSOG, not JSOC, but JSOG is who we work with primarily. But yeah, I mean, I could potentially do that. Or we could talk about it on the one of the upcoming lives. Good dudes. Watched a JSOG dude. We were doing military freefall jumps when I was on the freefall team, and dude broke his neck and almost killed himself. JSOG dude. So, but yeah, you know, go Bepley Teppy. Is that what it is? I thought it was a Giggly Teppy. I don't know. I'm retarded though, so don't take my word for it. Take his word for it. All right, Skeptic, $10. Darwin was Tim Kennedy's great 10,000x great grandfather. Darwin was. I thought Shrek was Tim's dad, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm just based off of, you know, the type of person they are. Anyway, moving on before I get clipped on that one. A Yoso, $5. Enoch is right. Those aliens can't travel to and fro. I mean, I'm a big Enoch fan myself. Whatever happens to the OF vid, this is a scam. OnlyFans vid. Oh, that's Matt, dude. What's Agus Merc? Matt Lamb with tricking me with his profile picture here. All right, were you JB Lamb first group or Japan first group? Both, brother. I was actually in. Actually, you can see in my plaques. I got multiple plaques back up. I know I didn't have enough room for them before, but we have the up top plaque that was from my time on the dive team at JBLM, and the down plaque here, my time in Okinawa on the Halo team. So I did 5 years at JBLM and 3 years out in Oki. So I did both. All right, Zuby, $5. Do you think Neanderthal could pass the Q course? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Duh. I mean, they're modern humans and supposedly bigger and stronger than modern humans, so why not? I don't know how smart they were. Who knows? Although modern humans wiped them out, so maybe not. Proposable for spooky mystery rabbit hole series. I can't, dude. Mr. Balin already owns that space. The spooky story space, Mr. Balin's got it. I'm in the fake alpha male space. I'm moving into that. I'm the only SF guy over in that space. What's up, Will? Appreciate it, brother. $10. So if aliens arrive, does that mean TK will play the part of Will Smith and blow up the mothership with, oh my God, with 50 grenades? I want to say Semper Fi to you and my brothers and sisters. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I would not be surprised if TK told this story that he flew a jet into the mothership and detonated it and blew it up with his 50 grenades. Wouldn't be surprised. Right? I mean, that could be a great book he could write. Josh, $2, no comment. Thank you, brother. Pixel shooter, please do biblical shit. I need to know more. I mean, I'm no expert, man, but I mean, I'm into it myself. I personally like as a hobby, and I think it's interesting, follow this type of stuff. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert at all, but that's why I give you stuff like Trey Smith's videos to go watch. He's kind of a guy for that. Joe Saunders, what's up, brother? Dude, you need to explain the shadow people of the wall of Hiroshima and Nagasaki wasn't a flash, but a flash bulb. Hey, Munchkin. Yeah, again, guys, I'm not saying that I believe nuclear bombs don't exist. I'm just saying when I saw that video, I went, oh, the videos that we saw growing up as kids of nuclear bomb testing are obviously not real. And that makes you go, well, if those aren't real, why the fuck was the government making fake videos of this? I don't know. John Hanish with the $50 dono, the big one, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Watching VFT nuke his YouTube channel with one poll, big donation, no question for that. Yeah, I don't know. Are we going to get nukes for doing conspiracy theory? I feel like conspiracy theory is okay, right? Right? As long as we're not talking about rainbow flags. We're not talking about, any of that. We're okay. I think you can do conspiracy. John, I'm not sure. I don't think that you nuke your channel that way. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm fucked. I don't know. Maybe like the Book of Enoch shit, I'm all of a sudden gonna get canceled. I'm not sure. But anyway, appreciate it, man. That's very generous of you. All right, Foxglow, $10. I understand your skepticism, Nate, but the fallout from atom bombs only lasts about 2 weeks. Tens of thousands of sailors witnessed explosions. I mean, yeah, I'm not, again, like I just said, I'm not saying that I necessarily believe it, but what I'm saying is those videos aren't real because the camera would not have survived. Just a thought, right? Josh, just keep leaving them with no comments. There you go. You finally got a comment. We'll hit it here in a second. Foxo, $10. My grandmother's family witnessed Nagasaki and felt the blast. 10x the distance of Moab. I mean, maybe. Right? Again, here's the thing. Brother. I don't think you understand how the explosive blast actually works when you're talking about feeling an explosive blast. Let me tell you a little story here. So, and I could probably pull the video up, actually. Let's see if I can pull it up. Nah, I don't know if I have it. I have it on one of my videos that I used to have up where I talked about us blowing up one of the largest caches of homemade explosive ever found in Afghanistan. We were almost a mile away from when we internally blew up this cache with only, 15,000 pounds of homemade explosive, which is an absolute metric fuck ton, by the way. But that's actually probably 1/3 of what a Moab was. We were a mile away from this, sitting behind a wall when this explosion went off. The explosion that's 1/3 the size of a Moab. And when that explosion went off, it rocked me through I felt it through my entire lungs and core. Everybody did. Boom! Almost like it took the breath out of you. From a mile away, an explosion 1/3 the size of a Moab. You could feel it, and it echoed through the Afghan valley we were in for fucking 10 minutes. So, to say because now I'm not saying you're wrong, right? I'm just saying your family felt it from that far away. Very easily, an actual explosive weapon like a Moab, you could feel that from 10, 20 miles away, just so you know. And Nagasaki is not 10 to 20 miles wide. So just a thought, something to think about. Nuke sites use bunkers and mirrors, no shanking. New studio set looks fantastic. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate you. All right, John Hanish, Big Dono was for the poll about Jeff. Oh, old Jeffrey. Why'd they surrender then? Because if you got a Moab dropped on you in the late 1940s when no one knew that type of weapon existed and it dirt napped 100,000 people in a very condensed population city, yeah, you might think, oh shit, I don't know what that was, but we don't want to have 100,000 more of our people eviscerated. Now, again, all conspiracy, guys. This is all tinfoil. I'm not saying I believe that nuclear weapons don't exist and they weren't used. I'm just telling you that is the conspiracy. And when we look at those videos aren't real. So why is the government showing us fake videos? I don't know. We'll find out. All right, now we got to move into, yes, or Bragg cartels. Seth Harp, who is showing the entire world in investigative journalism what U.S. Army Special Forces is actually up to. Murdering everyone, drug trafficking. So, yes. There we go. All right. A lot in this story. I'm sure a lot of you are tracking this story now. Okay, so obviously drug trafficking, cartels, Delta Force, U.S. Army Special Forces, slaughtering everyone. what's true, what's not. Let's talk about it, right? We're going to watch a few different things here from the Tucker interview. All right, we're going to start with, here we go. Drug trafficking problem within Army Special Forces.
I also learned that Dumas and Levine were trafficking cocaine together at a high level, and that
they were trafficking cocaine,
not dealing cocaine, in little baggies to their friends. I'm talking about trafficking kilos of cocaine from Mexico up into the United States and distributing it in a large multi-state
And Levine
area.
is just once again an active duty.
That's correct.
Member of Delta Force.
That's correct. Yes. So they had enemies in the drug world, dangerous enemies, people that will kill you if you don't pay for your product. And finally, Levine, as I said before, was known to be going around telling people that he didn't believe in the mission anymore, that what the United States was doing was wrong, and was in the process of writing a book. And we touched on this in the beginning of our conversation about how much the unit frowns on people writing books. But,
possibly really frowns on it.
Really? Do they?
Levine's ex-wife told me that he was writing a book. She showed me the text messages where he texted her and said, I'm writing a book. And he also said that someone already wanted to turn it into a movie. Now, Dumas so put a pin in that. Dumas, because he had been kicked out of the Army, just shy of his pension eligibility date, he also was writing something. It variously described to me as a book or a letter, in which it wasn't a memoir. It was actually deliberately intended as a blackmail document. He told people that he knew about a drug trafficking ring in the Special Forces involving Special Forces soldiers.
All right. We got to stop. We got to stop. We'll get back to it. I appreciate him trying to do journalism, okay? But what he tries to conflate here is that because two guys at Fort Bragg, one of which who was in the unit, one of which who was a logistic officer, were involved in drug trafficking, that means that Delta Force as an organization, or U.S. Army Special Forces as an organization, were dealing in high-level drug trafficking. Let me show you something here, guys, because he's like, guys, these stories are not new. And that's what was kind of disappointing about this guy is he dug up a bunch of old stories that we already know and then turned them into this like riveting, we're exposing the world. All right, let me show you something here, okay? This is not new. Nothing here is impressive in the journalism, all right? So check it out. We have this. You guys remember this story? All right. Oh my God, Green Berets drug trafficking, Delta Force operators drug trafficking. It must mean that the entire fucking organization is doing drug trafficking. Okay, well, here you go. This was a couple years ago. 2 Army Green Berets plead guilty on plot to smuggle 90 pounds. You know how much 90 pounds of cocaine is worth, by the way? 90 pounds of cocaine from Colombia. Yes, a former 7th Grouper and West Virginia National Guard Special Forces pleaded guilty, respectively, on 2 federal charges of conspiracy to traffic cocaine, according to court documents. We all know that story, right? Super famous story, trying to struggle it in on the punching bag, right? Like, they bring it on the AC-130. Like, it was a punching bag. This is how stupid this fucking guy was. So you have what's called pallets. We palletize our gear before we fly out, all right? For whatever reason, we always have workout equipment. We would bring gyms with us because we're Green Berets and we like to work out, right? So instead of, where's Rodney? Oh, shit, dude. I don't know. I talked to Tyson and we get a hold of Rodney. All right, let me get back to it. So, yes, they fill a punching bag full of 90 pounds worth of cocaine. They don't put it on the pallet with all the gym equipment. He carries it onto the AC-130 himself, and the Air Force crew chief goes, why the fuck are you carrying a punching bag? Put it on the pallet. And he goes, no, it has to stay with me. It has to stay with me. And eventually the crew chief is like, this is fucking weird. No. And so they take the punching bag from him. They obviously open up 90 pounds of fucking cocaine that they were trafficking in, Green Berets from 7th Group from Colombia, right, to traffic in. My point with this, guys, is does that mean that 7th Special Forces Group was a part of a giant drug trafficking ring with the cartels because a couple soldiers were doing this? No. This isn't rare. We had 2 guys in 1st Special Forces Group arrested for trying to smuggle cocaine into Okinawa so that they could sell it because they were trying to be drug dealers. My point is, yes, there are soldiers doing dumb shit, and as well as drug trafficking. Does that mean that the organization of U.S. Army Special Forces is in some giant drug trafficking trade? No, that's fucking retarded. And I'll show you, I'll give you proof from myself of why this doesn't make sense. Okay. 2018, right? I don't really tell war stories, but I'll tell you guys because it's relevant to this. 2018, we're in Afghanistan. We are combating the heroin Silk Road. Okay. The heroin Silk Road runs from, I probably pull it up here in a second, runs from Pakistan, and it comes up through Kandahar, out through Helmand, into Iran, and then spreads out further. That was sort of, and also out into China. That was sort of the drug trafficking trade route. So we would go out night after night and do hits on Taliban villages, and we would find 10 to 20 bags, and I'm talking like bags this big, guys, full of, well, it was opium. It hasn't been processed into heroin yet, of pure opium. And we're talking 300 to 400 pounds, guys, 400 pounds of opium a night. My ODA, that ODA right up there, top plaque. Do you know what we would do with that 400 pounds of opium? Guys, 400 pounds of opium. That's millions and millions and millions and millions, millions of dollars of heroin. Right? Pure black tar. We would take it. We would take all the AKs and all the ammunition and all the other shit that we would find after we took off the dead bodies and everything that we got. And at the very end of the mission, we put it all in our 18 Charlies, would fucking bip it with explosives, and we would blow it all up night after night after night. Now, if U.S. Army Special Forces organizationally was trying to drug traffic, why the fuck were we blowing up $100 million worth of fucking drugs? Why was my ODA destroying it all? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If we're trying to traffic it, we're doing a horrible job at trafficking it. Okay? So my point with all that is that yes, we'd be a really shitty cartel if we were blowing up $100 million worth of fucking opium every night. Dude, whoopsies. Right? Which we were doing. So my point is, yes, I do agree with this guy that was there individuals like Levine that were involved in drug trafficking? Sure. I've seen it in my own group. Was Delta Force running a giant drug trade? No. That's retarded. Please don't believe that. That's retarded. Okay? Individuals in organizations who are in the military who aren't making very much money, by the way, are they incentivized to potentially get involved with illicit activities? Yes, that's always going to be a problem. But that doesn't mean organizationally or the U.S. military was carrying things out like this. Now, that's not to say, stand by, that the U.S. military has not been involved in this type of behavior, or special forces, I'm going to tell you a story about my dad, has not been involved with this type of behavior. Of course, potentially. If you go back to Vietnam, if you go back to what my dad was doing in 47th or 46th Company, which was working in Laos and Cambodia, and I don't know, working with the CIA, to protect opium fields in exchange for Cambodian and Laotian troops to be pulled out by the CIA to sent to go fight the war in Vietnam or special forces to defend those opium fields. Sure. Was my dad doing things like working with George Bush Sr. at the time when he was a CIA or not a CIA contractor? He was working high levels of the CIA doing things like this? Sure. That's how we funded Mac v. SOG and all these illicit operations that didn't exist. So we have done this in the past. Yes. Okay. That's true. But in the global war on terror, was Delta Force running drugs? No, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Right? We weren't doing anything cross-border. We were needed to, like, and the whole thing in Vietnam, what we were doing is we had to fund activities for Mac v. SOG and Mike Force and all these other organizations that Congress couldn't know about, right? Because we weren't actually allowed to be there. So how do you fund illicit things that you're going to do cross-border where you're not allowed to do? Well, you have to do it somehow, okay? But no, U.S. Army Special Forces was not funding and fucking running drugs like this guy is trying to say. So, again, this is where I say what I see here is a journalist who learned some stories, right? And decided to conflate individual Delta Force operators or Green Berets who got caught trafficking drugs with the cartel. That then means that at an organizational level, the U.S. military is behind this. And that's disingenuous. I don't know if he meant to be disingenuous about it. Yeah, we're working on an episode tomorrow, actually, by the way. But to my point, no. Grand scale, no. Now, we have to get into where he also talks about, and this is the more damning thing, where he talks about how we go out and just slaughter innocent people. That's a huge no, go fuck yourself. And this is also why I'm just so disappointed in Tucker Carlson. And let's see if I can get back to it. Hold on, let me figure this. Maybe. Well, I'm not. It's going to take me forever to find it. But yeah, this right here. He claims, or insinuates that because he heard a Delta Force commander talk about on a podcast that when Delta Force and U.S. Army Special Forces show up, they slaughter everyone. What did he say? His quote, "Everyone dies, even your dogs and your goldfish." And he quotes a guy who went on a podcast. Who was it? Oh, Teague, right? Teague said this on a podcast. And he misrepresents what was actually said. What Teague is talking about when he said that we come in and we slaughter everybody was early in the war in Iraq, in places like Fallujah, excuse me, where we went in and we said, hey, you have 24 hours, evacuate all your civilians, all your women and children, and after that, we are going to go in, and the ROE is kill on sight every military-age male in the combat zone. Yes, things like that did happen in the early days of the war in Iraq. But he tries to conflate that with, oh, whenever Delta Force goes out, they just kill everybody. All innocent women and children die. No, bro. Fuck you, dude. Go fuck yourself. Because I can tell you, as a Green Beret who went out night after night with my ODA, we are a professional organization. We got monitored by ISR with generals watching us every night to make sure we did everything by the fucking book, night after night after night. And not only that, you want to pretend like the military doesn't police its own when it comes to Geneva Convention. Look what the military tried to do to Eddie Gallagher. This is a great example of this. The military tried to put Eddie Gallagher, who's a friend of mine, in fucking prison for the rest of his life for mishandling a detainee. That's it. But yet you're telling me at the same time, U.S. Army Special Forces and Delta Force is just allowed to go slaughter as many women and children as they want in front of everybody and no fucking big deal. Oh, good to go, guys. You're fine. We're not worried about it. But mishandling a detainee all of a sudden is a lifelong life in prison? No, that's fucking retarded. Because it's a big deal. Guys, I will tell you, we had some unfortunate things happen when we were fighting ISIS in 2018. One of my teammates killed an ISIS combatant. They ended up having, and this is disgusting, but this is the way they roll, and I've told this before, a 1-year-old child strapped to his chest as body armor. This is what they do. And guess what? There was a massive investigation that went into all of that for my teammate, which he obviously was absolved from because he was defending our position from an ISIS fighter. Massive investigation. But yet you're supposed to believe this fucking journalist who tells you, oh yeah, Special Forces and Delta were just allowed to just go slaughter everybody. No big deal. No, dude. I know you guys that haven't been in SF and haven't been in Delta. Like, you weren't there, but I was there. And we fucking were everything we did was professional. We are professional soldiers. U.S. Army Special Forces and Delta Force are professional soldiers. And no, we do not go out willy-nilly and shoot everybody we see in the face. So the fact that this journalist decided to run the story as if this was just a normal thing, and that's all SF and that's all Delta does, this is where I tell Seth Harp, go fuck yourself. You did zero journalistic work to actually find out any truth to that. Because I know hundreds and hundreds of SF dudes and Delta Force dudes, and I know their stories, and not one. I've watched on ISR my buddies' ODAs do missions as I'm on QRF, and it's always handled professionally. Always. And that is what separates the American Special Operations and American military in general from the rest of the fucking world, is that we do actually abide by the rules set forth by the Geneva Convention. We do. We take it seriously. And so for this fucking journalist to come out and try to say the most, and guys, U.S. Army Special Forces is one thing. Delta Force, you talk about professionalism. Delta Force is the most professional organization on the fucking planet. And so no, Seth Harp, there was not a situation of U.S. Army Special Forces involved as an organization in drug trafficking and murder of civilians. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Sorry, man. And I could probably, I don't know if it's on, do I still have it on my Instagram page? Yeah. Guys, give me a second to see if I can pull this up. I don't know if I did put it on my Instagram or not. Put it in a YouTube video where I actually showed ISR footage of one of the operations we were doing. Just to show people of like, yes, everything we do is heavily monitored. Heavily monitored. Might be a ways back. I might be able to find it. Give me a second. But anyway, to my point, guys, are there some things that he, like, again, could be true? Sure. Right? The drug trafficking for individuals and getting in drug trades, dealing with the cartels. Yeah. Individual soldiers. Sure. But to try to claim that as an organization, the U.S. military is carrying out stuff like that, it's just kind of gross, man. Disappointing to see that And this is where I'll get into I don't have it. I don't think I have it on Instagram. I do have it on a YouTube video I put out a while back. Anyway, I don't want to make it look. I'll get to it in the next one. We'll bring it back up. But just to show you guys that like everything we do is literally fucking cameras everywhere watching us. But so to the point of his book and his story, and Tucker Carlson and all these fucking journalists, especially Tucker is such a fucking disappointment. And I wish he would see this as a guy who, and we've talked about it before, as a guy who was such a fan of Tucker and Candace Owens and all these fuckers. I was a huge fan of Tucker. And people will be like, fuck you for being a fan of Tucker. I get it, right? The left. Tucker used to do real journalism. And now Tucker is platforming Rob O'Neill, Tony Aguilar, fucking this guy. He's doing zero journalistic integrity, and he's doing zero research at all. And he is just fucking platforming grifters and fucking liars, dude. And I don't understand it. Like, how did Tucker go? Well, I mean, you listen to Nick Fuentes, he'll fucking explain it for you about how Tucker is really just a grifter, right? But controlled opposition. Yeah, it's so disappointing to see out of a dude who I thought was a real journalist. I thought he was a real journalist. And then I see like guest after guest after guest. He's doing zero journalistic backwork, right? I know he's doing zero journalistic integrity to anything he's doing now. And that's me as a fan, as a guy who's a fan. I'm just going, why? Stop it. Why are you doing what you're doing, Tucker? Please stop. Yes. Not only is Aguilar a straight up liar, he tried to convince people that the fucking domestic violence shit was all fake. And then fucking Matt Tardio was able to pull up all the actual criminal records and showed, yes, the guy's a fucking liar. Even though I would love for him to be right about the Gaza situation, he wasn't. So that's the stuff with Tucker. It's like, why, dude? Why are you platforming Rob O'Neill and Tony Aguilar and fucking, what's this guy's name? What's this fucking journalist name? Seth Harp. You did zero fucking journalistic integrity work before you had them on. Because Seth, I could have wrote, maybe I should have. I could have wrote fucking Seth Harp's book, dude. The story he tells, like, the trafficking story, and the murders, like these aren't even rare stories. Everybody already knows these stories. It's like, I don't know. It's just frustrating. And trying to claim U.S. Army Special Forces and Delta Force are these like super unprofessional, like warlords, like war crimes. Man, fuck you, dude. Like there's no, and I will tell you, he's going to get sued because I do know one of the guys in Delta that he tells a bunch of stories about, is a lot of disprovable facts in that story. And he's already getting a lawsuit prepped against him. So it's probably not going to go very well for old Seth Harp. Blinders on if this is new for Tucker. Yeah, man. I don't know. You might be right that Tucker has kind of always been sort of, under the radar. But I didn't see it until recently. So it's just disappointing, man. There's this is a good point. It's not just SF. The U.S. military as a whole is the most professional military in the world when it comes to war crimes and all this different stuff. Grew up around JD DeLay in our, let's say, in our early 20s. Yep. And also he lives 10 minutes down the road, bro. I've known JD for 20 plus years. Anyway, so about clips, a big paycheck. That's the business of today, I guess, man. Like, yeah, Tony Aguilar. Not to say, and again, I try to tell this all the time about the whole Aguilar situation. He's grifting off of a narrative that I agree with. And this is what, like, let me really explain the Aguilar shit. Okay. Aguilar is grifting off of a narrative that you and I and the viewers of this channel agree with. And I don't have the flag, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Are they a fucking problem? Yes. Are they committing the G word? Yes. Absolutely. Do I want something done about that? Yes. Does that make Tony Aguilar a credible source? Fuck no. And that's what's hard for people to sort of decompartmentalize, that yes, somebody could take advantage of a situation, which he's doing, right, to build a name for himself off of the backs of a horrible fucking situation in crisis, which he's doing, right? That's what's going on here. So you have to be careful, right? We have to be careful with with our sources. Just because someone agrees with the narrative that we agree with does not make them a credible source, right? That was my entire point with this guy. And I wanted, when I first saw him come out, before I knew anything about the guy, I was like, fuck yes, a Green Beret who saw this in the flesh, this is what we need. And then I watched his episode, and then I immediately turned to the Green Beret back channels, and it's, nope, dude's a pathological liar, stolen valor, committing fucking fraud. You do a little research, and you go, oh, yep, he is. Just another dude taking advantage of a situation. He's a fucking liar. Even though I agree with everything that he's saying, he's making it up. He didn't actually watch what he saw. But I do agree with what he's claiming. But I don't agree that he actually saw what he's claiming. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to people. And that's as a Green Beret. And I will take the side of a Green Beret. You guys should understand, I will defend and take the side of a Green Beret initially over fucking anybody. Until my own community, the Green Beret community, tells me, no, this guy's a fucking liar. And I mean, universally, the Green Beret community tells me that. And they give me examples, and they say, I worked with the guy personally. XYZ happened. And I go, okay, never mind. Do you think it's possible, like 5 mile in 26 minutes? Oh, yeah, for sure. I had multiple guys in the Q course with me run 27, 28-minute 5 miles. Not me. Fastest I ever ran was a 32. But human beings, oh, yeah, human beings fucking crush that, man. I had a dude in my Q course running 26-minute 5 mile. Kazakis? I don't remember his Russian last name. Anyway, he probably never see it, but yeah, definitely. All right. Anyway, we spiraled a little bit. We're not quite there. All right. We did. Are we good on the Fort Bragg cartels? Any? Oh, wait. Oh, Matt Bissonette. Well, Matt Bissonette obviously got shown up to be a liar. All right. We good on the Fort Bragg cartel and the Tony Aguilar situation? Right? Yes, we're good. Everybody good? Got my points? Hopefully it makes sense. Like, I'm not... I want Tony Aguilar to be right. I want him to be a credible source. I do, because I agree with his narrative. I fucking do, guys. You know I do. But he's fucking not. He's a fucking liar. So that's the problem. All right. We had one more, which was ISIS. ISIS. All right, hold on. Our buddy Dave Hookstead. You guys are out of control, dude. What the fuck, dude? No, we got to do super chats. I'm sure I was on a fucking rant there. We got to hit the super chats. All right, we are on a rant. We made it through the rant. All right. All right, here we go. Japan surrendered because UDSSR started invading Japan. That's actually not quite true. Interesting story. There was a spy from Russia working in Japan that convinced the Japanese government to attack the United States. And the reason he did that is because Russia did not want Japan to continue invade Russia. So it's actually a really interesting story of how Russia or how Japan got involved in the war at the time. All right, we got Matt again with the secret name on YouTube. My grandfather, survivor of the Korean War, died of small squamous cell carcinoma. Mar Baker was the bee's knees. And there's so many of the veteran, like cancer is such a big one for veterans. It's wild. Frederick Fournier, $10, no dono. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. Also, you get some juiced up plus twos there. Good for her. Good for your significant other. All right, let's keep moving. Heavy Haul Mercenary, $10 labor, was kicked out in 2019 for not meeting operational standards. He started spiraling in 2015, even accidentally shooting a teammate in the shoulder. Becomes non-deployable. Laborer. Who's laborer? I missed something there? Laborer. Let me know who you're talking about. Laborer. Not sure. So it's possible that China has infiltrated SF. Oh, yeah. In first group, brother. Yeah. I had teammates, dude, that were fucking Chinese nationals. Do you think it's possible the cartels have infiltrated? Yes, of course. Not just SF, but for the military in general. Yes. So this has been a problem. I talked about this in the episode I did. Whether it be cartels, it used to be gangs, the Bloods, the Crips. They actually have young members join the military, learn tactics and all these different things to then bring back to gangs and cartels and whatnot. So yes, tons of cartel members are active duty in the military right now. That's not my opinion. That's an objective fact. And, it is what it is. That's something we deal with, unfortunately. It should say Levine. Autocorrect changed it. I didn't notice. Okay, got it. Let's Levine was kicked out in 2019 for not meeting operational standards. Okay, so he's talking about Levine, the guy in the story who was obviously murdered on the drop zone in the middle of it's on Bragg, but I think maybe it was in the Spring Lake area, if I remember right. Yeah, I mean, again, that backstory is a little bit interesting. We don't know what happened. There's a lot of rumors. I'll tell you, I talked about it in the video. There's a lot of rumors that was a hit by Delta Force as an organization to shut up Levine. That's what the rumors have been. That's what Seth Harp has said. Is that true? I don't know. Is it more likely that it was some type of drug deal gone bad? I don't know, man. I wish I had the answer for you, but I'm speculating as much as everybody else is. But you're right. There is those rumors going around. AL Lumber, $20. Thank you, brother. Go orange, go blue, fight. BSU, Nate Hart's Peen. All right, man. Hey, you can tell me I'm gay all you want if you donate me $20 at a time, dude. I will fucking take them straight to the guzzle, dude. Blah, 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 blah. $20 at a time, dude. I'm all about it. No issues with that. Don't clip that, please. Don't clip that. That's getting clipped. Okay, whatever. It's fine. That's fine. Heavy Mall Mystery, it sounds like he has it out for soft. His lady must have got fucked by some operators. I don't know. I've seen this comment a lot. I think he's just a journalist that started thinking he was going to track down a story that's really not a story, and he got a bunch of information that's not that great. So, Big Dog, it's about clicks and likes for a paycheck. That's a business today. I think you're talking about Tucker and what he's doing. B220 ODL. Okay. I see you. All right, Jason Jenkins, $5. In today's environment, we need people like you speaking the truth. So much BS everywhere. People are paid to clicks for truth is not the result. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. The good thing for me is I'm not paid for by anybody. I'm a one-man fucking band. I do everything myself. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I'll say this. I've said this 100 times. Like, where's the fat check from fucking APAC or fucking whoever? Right? I'm trying to be rich, boys. Sell me out. I'll do it. But nobody, apparently I'm too honest. And so nobody wants to get anywhere near me when it comes to selling out for bullshit. All right, John, $2. Thank you, brother. You could write his book, but you haven't read it. Well, I think you mean write. Wrong type of right there, brother. You're probably drinking as much as I have. No, I haven't read it yet, man. I'm a busy fucking dude. I'm just looking at the shit he says on podcasts, man. I shouldn't have to read his book. I should be able to read or listen to the words out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? If the words out of his mouth aren't true, I don't need to read the book. All right. What's up, Nemi? Studies show males with high testosterone are protective, do good. SF need high IQ tests. SF consists of less than 5% sociopaths, but do 90% of the damage. No. SF is about 95% sociopaths, 5% psychopaths who do all of the damage. We are all sociopaths. We are on a spectrum, even me included. I hope I'm on the bottom end of the spectrum, but it's the psychopaths that sort of cause a lot of our problems for sure. But it's really kind of just a spectrum. My big dog, $5. It took all those years for TK to get caught. We're calling him out. Yeah, that's true. 10 years ago from other 19th group, deaf on all years. You're not wrong, man. So great point, and I know Big Dog is in the community because this is a real thing, and I'm guilty of this. Dude, so many of my buddies in SF fucking hated Tim's guts way, way before anything came out. They all thought he was full of shit. And I'll be honest, I'll admit, I was one of the guys who always thought Tim, got a bad shake, and I thought he could have been a good guy, and everybody was just giving him a hard time for no reason. And all my fucking buddies hated his fucking guts and thought he was a liar. To Big Dog's point, the majority of the Green Beret community already hated this guy way before I did. I was late to the party. I admit it. I figured it out eventually. But yeah, Big Dog, you're not wrong. Most of the SF community already was calling this guy out for being a fraud for a decade. So I'll give you credit for that. Vonnie Jones, $5. With all these grifters out there, how do we know civilians know what BS isn't true and what sources are reliable? Bro. This is a great, great comment. With all these grifters out there, how do we as civilians know what is BS and what is true? You fucking don't, bro. And that is why me and Brent and all the guys in the space are trying to clean up the space. Right? Here we go. Shrek is legit. Luke Lennis, right? Yeah, for sure. Shrek is definitely legit, man. You gotta give Shrek credit. Shrek is the most honest Green Beret that has ever existed, right? That's how you know. Whatever Shrek says, that's the truth. Okay, so that's a good way for civilians. Just listen to what Shrek says, right? And that'll be your guiding light. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh fuck, man. I'm about to have to turn the stream off because I'm about to say some shit I shouldn't say. All right. All right, let's well, we got a couple more here. I'm about to spiral. Stand by. Let me recollect myself here. All right. Hold on. Let me show you a clip. See if I can pull it up. Let's see. Stand by 1 second, guys. Dun, 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 dun. All right, here we go. Hold on. All right. Let's take a look at this. Let's take just a quick look at this. Dun, 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 dun. Quick look.
You get to airborne school and you're like shuffling along, like, what? Broken bones. And then, like, yeah.
All right. So before you went to Ranger School, you guys jumped into Iraq
in
91.
Mm-hmm.
What can you walk us through that whole fucking thing?
Yeah, fucking shit show. But you know what I mean? Like from Jump Street, load airplane, like every one of them, like airborne songs, road paratroopers, 64. I don't even remember them, right? But like it's the whole like if Google one of them paratrooper songs, people. You know what I mean? Like you could sing your own. Yeah. But like it was just like that. Go to the airfield, load up ammo, frags,
Hell
fucking.
Yeah, brother.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
brother.
And then,
jumping into Desert Storm.
on the plane, fly forever.
Jumping into Iraqi
get sick
minefield
from
Desert
fucking
Storm.
refueling
Yeah,
like everyone else. You know, police up puke bags, fucking stand up, hook up, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, so
literally.
So you guys were at Benning and the balloon went up and it was, hey, load all your shit.
Well, I was at Savannah.
So I mean, from there, then, from the time that they said, hey, you guys are going until you actually some dresses, for Christ's sake. All right, so you're 20. You decide, fuck having my hands beat up and some dresses, for Christ.
Kid, I think I had like a mullet too, because it was a fucking like 90, 89 with broken bones, and then like
Hold on.
Yeah, no doubt. So 3 weeks of rip, and then did you go right to Ranger Battalion?
Yeah.
Which one?
There we go.
Yeah, first.
So you stick close by, go to Ranger Battalion. How long were you there before you went to Ranger School?
Oh, Ranger School? Man, my platoon, there was like an 18-month wait.
No shit. So you were a private cherry for 18 fucking months?
Yeah.
Just getting your skull stomped in or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Every day, man. Every day.
Fucking 18 months.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Did you do any deployment trips in that 18 months?
Note this.
Let's see. Oh, we jumped in Iraq in like fucking 90 or whatever it was. I broke my leg.
Oh,
like,
shit.
All right. Here you go. Yeah, John Shrek McPhee jumped into an Iraqi minefield in 1990. I want you guys to really take that deep. Take this story deep, right? 1990, Iraq minefield. He jumped into Desert Storm. Yep, John Shrek McPhee. He jumped into Desert Storm in 1990. Okay. Sure. Yep, I believe that. Anyway. Yeah, okay. Yep. No, I believe that. I believe it for sure. That's a 100% true story. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing. No, I'm telling you guys. There's absolutely nothing about that story. And Jameson will tell you. Jameson was in. Jameson, there's absolutely nothing that could possibly be wrong about that story. It's fine. So, yeah, no, there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. No, I believe him. That seems like James says. It's legit. That's legit. 100%. That's legit. I'm telling you guys, I believe every fucking word out of his mouth there. What? Try to tell me in the chat what could be wrong with that. Somebody in the chat, tell me what could be wrong with that story. No, he wouldn't. I'm twice his size and he's fucking 20 years younger than him. Go fuck yourself. I'd dirt nap his dumb ass. Fuck off, first of all. You're out of your fucking mind if you think that. Anyway, tell me what's wrong with that story. Nothing, right? Couldn't have been. 100%. That's 100% true. All right. Yeah. Huh. Weird. Yeah. Weird. Yeah, weird. But that's okay. Don't worry about that. No, I'm not telling you I don't believe him. I do believe him. I 100% do believe him. I 100% believe him. So you guys didn't know. Let me tell you guys a little story. Because Jameson's in the chat, first of all. I want you guys to know. When I first heard this story, I thought, oh, that can't be right. And then I messaged Jameson. I messaged Jameson Travels, who was in at this time. And Jameson told me that he, no shit, jumped into an Iraqi minefield with Shrek. Jameson fucking corroborated this story as an eyewitness with Shrek. And I'm not being fucking facetious. I'm not fucking joking. I thought the story wasn't true. Jameson Travels, no shit, jumped into an Iraqi minefield with Shrek on that day and confirmed it. That's a true fucking story, guys. And Jameson will corroborate that story. I fucking told you, dude. There it is. There it fucking is, dude. But, like I said, Shrek is not the, Shrek is unfortunate. I gave you guys the clues, right? I would love for the episode Sunday to be on Shrek. I would, because so much of his shit is so, I don't know. But unfortunately, like I told you on Sunday, the person we're covering is not a retired Green Beret, is not a retired Sergeant Major. And so, no, it couldn't be Shrek. So it is what it is. Brent will maybe have more information on that at a later day. I don't know. I don't know anything enough about it, guys. Like I said, not a Green Beret, not a Sergeant Major. And as we know about John Shrek McPhee, he is a retired Green Beret Sergeant Major. So it couldn't be him. So unfortunate. But maybe someday we'll get some information on him. I don't know. It's going to be about somebody. But it can't be about a E9 retired Sergeant Major Green Beret, right? So, and I will stake my entire reputation on that. Unfortunately. All right. What do we got? Some final ones before we what do I think about Mike Glover? I fucking think Mike's a great guy. He went through some trials and tribulations over the last year. Yes, 11B. There you go. Not a Green Beret, not a Sergeant Major, and is an 11 series. Those are the three guesses, or three clues. And so, no, it obviously could not. I think Mike's great. I think Mike is great. I think he went through a lot of fucking personal problems. I think Mike has the problem of sticking his dick in crazy. You know, but I do I think Mike's fucking awesome. I have nothing negative to say about Mike. But like I said, yeah, probably. Corey Mills, stolen valor, piece of shit. But we also, you know, we don't go after people for their personal lives and their personal issues and everything like that. You know what I mean? All right. Wrapping up before we spiral too far out of control. Matt Tardio. I mean, I like Matt. I just had him on the show. I don't agree with anything Matt says. What do we got here? First, 1919, huh? Yeah. First Ranger Battalion jumped into Kuwait in 1919. All right, buddy. Rock on, dude. Rock on that one. That sounds a little fucking out of control. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, ISIS leader being smoked. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to that. We were going to get to it, but we kind of spiraled. Oh, how? Okay, here we go. Yeah. Will, I like that. All right, how? All right, let's do this. Let's do a poll here. I like the poll idea. Did Shrek jump into an Iraqi minefield in 1990. That's what he stated. Let's see what does the chat think? Did Shrek jump into an Iraqi minefield in 1990? Let's go, boys. That's what he said on Mike Ritland's podcast. Let me know what you guys think. Let's throw it out there. Yes or no? Just a yes or no. Did Shrek jump into an Iraqi minefield in 1990? I think he's a fucking awesome dude. I love his stuff. Let's see. I gotta pull that back up. Yeah, I think he's got great advice in the fitness realm for sure. He's super, super, super crazy performance-based fit. I think he's a good dude. All right, 1990. 1990. How many times do I have to say the year? 1990. 1990. 1990. 1990. 1990. 1990. 1990. Chat. 1990. Okay. What does everybody think? Wow, this is 59% of people don't believe Shrek jumped into Iraq in 1990. 40% of people do believe he did. 1990. 1990. 1990. Iraq in 1990. Let me ask you guys this. Just a question. Let's just try one question. One question before we end the night. Just one question. One more question. 1990. He jumped into Iraq in 1990. New poll, guys. New poll. Just one last poll before we wrap this up. I don't know. Last poll. Last poll for the night. 1990. 1990 is an interesting year to jump into Iraq. Yeah. Quick poll from the viewers. Jumped in 1990. He was a cherry. He was a cherry, huh? Interesting. Interesting. I'll just tell you guys, I know what month and year he joined the military. I know. You guys don't know. Let's see what everybody thinks. Oh, it's starting to skew a little bit the more I tell you guys what I know. Now all of a sudden we're what are we at now? 62-38, 63-37, 64-36. Huh. Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm just asking you guys. He said he jumped into Iraq in 1990. There you go. Yeah, he joined in 1990. There you go. Shrek joined the military in 1990. Okay. Huh. Imagine that. All right. Well, there you go, guys. That's why I love knowing the things that I know. Oh, man. Times are great. Yeah. This is an interesting time to be alive. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what did we finish out here? 6437. Cool. All right. Well, I'm not going to tell you guys what year he joined, but I can tell you. Yeah, he must have joined the military before 1990 if he jumped into Iraq and Desert Storm, right? In a Iraqi minefield in 1990. He had to have. Otherwise, he'd be lying. Shrek wouldn't lie. Shrek wouldn't make up a story. Shrek wouldn't make up a story about jumping into Iraq in 1990. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. Why would he lie about that? He wouldn't lie about that. Shrek's not a liar. Shrek's been 100% interesting about everything. 100% honest about everything he's ever done. No. That can't be right. That can't be right, Shawn. Jumped into Iraq in 1990. He couldn't have been active in 1991. Interesting. So, we are about to wrap. We're about to wrap the episode. And with all that patronizing, I told all of you over and over and over again tonight. We have a huge episode coming Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It is not a Green Beret. It is not a Sergeant Major. It's going to be a real interesting story for all of you guys as we end this episode in the way that we ended up. Can't be about Shrek. It's impossible to be about Shrek. Shrek is a retired Green Beret Sergeant Major. So I will promise you. I will promise you that when you watch the episode Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, the person you will see will not be a Sergeant Major, will not be a Green Beret, and will be an infantryman. Guess you just have to wait until Sunday. I'm not baiting you. I promise you're going to watch the episode and you're going to go, Nate told us the truth. It is not Sergeant Major, and it is not a Green Beret. It is an 11 series. That's it for this one, boys and girls. We are only a day and a half away. Stay tuned. This will blow your fucking nuts off. Thank you all, everybody. We will catch you on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's it, everybody. Thank you very much. We had over 1,000 people all night long. And yes, Brent is in on it. He will be coming out with his own episode shortly after following up on the story. So I'm not happy about making the story that I'm going to make, but it is what it is. We will uphold the fucking integrity of the special operations community no matter what. And that is what we're about to do. You guys got all the hints in the world. Hopefully you can put all of them together. But until then, catch y'all in the next one. It's going to be a video. It's going to be a video. 10 a.m. Pacific time on my channel. Sunday. All right. Good night, everybody.